Hello students, today I am going to discuss an important topic, that is 18 electron rule through question and answer. So first question is, what is 18 electron rule? Using the 18 electron rule, predict the n value for the following compounds. So first compound is eta 6 C6H6 CrCON times, and second is eta 4 C4H4 twice MnClCON times. So this is a subjective type of question which is asked in geoscientist examination. So now we will see what is 18 electron rule. So 18 valence electron rule is a simplified form of effective atomic number rule, or is also known as inert gas rule. What this 18 electron rule states is a thermodynamically stable transition metal compounds contain 18 valence electron comprising of metal n-1d and ns electron plus the electrons donated by the ligands. So this is known as 18 electron rule, or it is also known as 18 valence electron rule. So as already stated, it is a simplified form of effective atomic number rule. If you see what is effective atomic number rule, it is atomic number of metal, that is all electrons, plus number of ligand into electron donated by ligand minus oxidation state of metal. So this is effective atomic number rule. And the simplified form of effective atomic number rule is 18 valence electron rule. So 18 valence electron rule is equal to number of electrons in n-1d plus ns of metal. Here in effective atomic number rule, all electrons are considered, whereas in the 18 valence electron rule, number of electrons present in n-1d plus ns orbital electrons of metal will be considered, plus number of ligand into electron donated by ligand plus negative charge carried by the complex minus positive charge. So this is 18 valence electron rule. A simple example in order to see that 18 effective atomic number rule and 18 valence electron rule are equivalent, but 18 valence electron rule is a simplified form of effective atomic number rule. So I take an example of MnCl4 2 minus. So if I consider effective atomic number rule, here I need to find the oxidation state. So in this complex, manganese is in +2 oxidation state, and atomic number of manganese is equal to 25, and here the ligand, chloride ligand, will donate 2 electrons. So since 4 chloride ligands are present, so it is going to donate 8 electrons. From this we can find out effective atomic number of MnCl4 2 minus complex. So that is An is equal to, this is atomic number of manganese, that is 25, plus number of ligands 4, the electron donated by ligand will be 2, minus oxidation state of metal. Here oxidation state is +2. So we are going to get effective atomic number is equal to 31. So this effective atomic number rule will be used to determine the stability. So if it is having nearest noble gas configuration, then that complex is stable. So here atomic number is equal to 31, and if you see the nearest noble gas configuration, it is 36. So how many electrons are different is 5 electrons. Same difference we should get in 18 valence electron, because we said it is equivalent and it is a simplified form. Now we will see through 18 valence electron. So here in 18 valence electron, manganese, we are going to consider n-1d and ns orbital electrons, and here the chloride ligand is going to donate only 1 electron, and the charge, negative charge, so since it is carrying 2 minus, so 1 negative charge is going to give 1 electron. Since it is having 2 negative charge, it is going to give 2 electrons. So by substituting these values that is 18 valence electron is equal to number of electrons in n-1d and ns orbital, that is 7. 5 plus 2, 7. Number of ligands is 4 and electron donated will be 1 and plus 2, that is negative charge. So we are going to get 13. And if we see, the nearest noble gas configuration is equal to 18. Here in this, nearest noble gas configuration will be equal to 18, and if we see the difference 18 minus 13, we are going to get difference of 5 electron. So hence effective atomic number rule and 18 valence electron rule are equivalent, and what we can say is 18 valence electron rule is simplified form of effective atomic number rule. So now we will proceed to counting of 18 valence electron in transition metal complex. There are two methods, that is ionic or oxidation state method, neutral or covalent method. By using either of this method, we can count the electrons contributed by metal as well as ligand. So we will see what is this ionic method and neutral method. So if you see here, ionic or oxidation state method, if you see in ionic or oxidation state method, metal and ligand bond will be cleaved through electrolytic fashion. Whereas if you come for neutral or covalent method, here the metal and ligand bond will be cleaved in heterolytic fashion. So we are going to get radical type. Here we are going to get ionic species. And if you consider the electron contribution, so in ionic or oxidation state method, electron contribution will be 2. Means this negative charge is going to contribute 2 electrons. So if you come for the neutral method, electron contribution will be 1. So this dot is going to contribute 1 electron. And we need to know some important points regarding counting of electrons. If we have a neutral ligand, those neutral ligand always donate 2 electrons, like double bond, sigma bond and lone pair. If we have any of these ligands, then always they are going to donate 2 electrons. Whether it is ionic method or neutral method, in both the method, neutral ligands will donate 2 electrons. And if we have a negatively charged ligands, donates electron depending on the charge, and this is applicable for neutral method. So in neutral method, if we have a negatively charged ligand, then that charge will be equal to the electron. So if it is having a single negative charge, it is going to give 1 electron. For example, chloride, iodide, bromide, all are going to donate 1 electron. If it is carrying 2 negative charge, then it is going to donate 2 electron. O2 minus is the example. And if it is carrying 3 minus, then it is going to donate 3 electron, that is N3 minus. And you should keep in mind that this is applicable for neutral method. Next important point is hapticity, that is total number of donor atoms of a ligand attached to the metal. So suppose if we have a ligand and this ligand is attached to the metal through this donor atom. So how many number of donor atoms will be decided by its hapticity, and it is represented by eta. And if such type of ligands are present, then hapticity will be equal to number of electron donated. It is also applicable in the case of neutral method, that is eta 1 is equal to 1 electron, eta 2 is equal to 2 electron, eta 3 is equal to 3 electron. So with this basic informations, now we will see the n value of 2 coordination compounds which we have seen in the question. First is eta 6 C6H6 CrCO n times is equal to 18. Means this complex is going to obey 18 electron rule. Now in question we need to predict what is the value of n. So for that one we need to know the electron contribution by the metal. So that is D4S2, metal is chromium, and it is going to contribute 6 electrons. And here eta 6. So here apticity is given, that is eta 6, means eta 6, since we are going to determine the n value by using neutral method, so eta 6 is equal to the number of electrons donated, that is it is going to give 6 electrons. So here this is the benzene ring and it is going to donate 6 electrons, 2, 4, 6 electrons. So now we will see how we are going to find this value of CO ligands. So eta 6 C6 it is going to give 6 electron, chromium it is going to give 6 electron. We need to determine this value and this complex is obeying 18 electron rule. Now 18 minus 2 we are going to get 6. Since we know CO carbonyl ligand is a neutral ligand and it is going to donate 2 electrons. So in order to find how many number of that CO ligands is present in this complex, we need to divide it by 2. So this is the electron donated by CO, and if we divide the value what we have got, we are going to get 3. So that is n is equal to 3. So if we substitute CO, if we substitute n is equal to 3 here, so this overall complex will have 18 electrons. So similarly, we can find a n value for other complex also. Here the complex is eta 4 C4 H4 twice MnCl CO n times, and this complex is also going to obey 18 electron rule. So first what we need to do is, first we need to find the contribution, electron contribution by metal as well as ligands. So here metal is manganese and it is going to contribute 7 electrons, and one more ligand is eta 4. So since we are following neutral method, so eta 4 it is going to contribute 4 electrons, that is 1, 2, 3, 4 electrons, and we have Cl in neutral method it is going to contribute 1 electron. So if we substitute all these values and we find n, here eta 4, since we have 2 ligands, 2 into 4 plus manganese is going to contribute 7 electrons, Cl it is going to contribute 1 electron, and we need to find this value, it's equal to 18. And if we substitute and if we subtract, we are going to get n is equal to 2, and since we know CO it is going to contribute 2 electrons, so we need to divide by 2, hence we are going to get value n is equal to 1. So this is in the case if they ask predict the value of n. And next question is, a nitrosyl ligand binds to D metal atom in linear and bent fashion, behaves respectively as. Nitrosyl ligand is very important because it is going to coordinate to the metal through 2 different fashions, and for those 2 different fashions in neutral method the contribution of electron will be different, so hence this ligand is very, very important. And in this question they asked about linear and bent fashion of NO, whether it is going to carry positive charge or negative charge. So here are the options given: NO plus and NO plus, NO plus and NO minus, NO minus and NO minus, NO minus and NO plus. So here we need to choose which is correct for linear and bent fashion. So if you see linear nitrosyl and bent nitrosyl, so if nitrosyl coordinates linearly, then it is going to behave as NO plus. If it coordinates in bent fashion, then it is going to behave as NO minus. So our answer is B, that is NO plus and NO minus. NO plus is for linear, NO minus is for bent. And some other related points we need to remember about nitrosyl ligand is angle. So for linear, MNO angle will be 165 degree to 180 degree, and if you come for bent, it will be 119 degree to 140 degree. So if you remember linear, it is highest, means always it is positive, means more. NO minus, it is lesser. So if you come for the frequency, it is going to have frequency of NO stretching frequency will be 16102 1830 per centimeter. For bend it is lesser, 15202 1720 per centimeter. And in the case of electron count also, especially in neutral, NO plus linear, it is going to contribute 3 electron, whereas NO minus bent nitrosyl, it is going to contribute 1 electron. That is in the case of neutral count method. Whereas in the ionic count method, both bent and linear, they are going to contribute 2 electrons. Now one more question, that is the binding mode of NO in 18 electron compound. CO thrice NO and nickel eta 5 Cp NO respectively are. Here we need to find both the complex obey 18 electron rule, but binding mode of NO we need to find whether it is linear, bent, linear or bent. So here also we are going to follow neutral method. The metal is cobalt and it is going to contribute 9 electron, and CO, it is a neutral ligand, it is going to contribute 2 electrons. So it is going to have 6 electrons because 3 CO ligands are present. So by using these values, we need to determine X, that is NO. So from this value, X value, we can decide whether it is linear or bent. So 9 electrons will be contributed by metal and 3 CO ligands going to contribute 6 electrons. So we need to find X, and this complex is going to obey 18 electron. So from this calculation we got X is equal to 3. Means X is equal to 3 means it is going to, nitrosyl ligand is going to coordinate through linear fashion. Binding mode will be linear. So we will see in the next other complex, that is nickel complex. Here nickel, it is going to contribute 10 electrons, and eta 5 Cp cyclopentadienyl ligand, it is going to contribute 5 electrons. That is hapticity is equal to number of electron, that is neutral method. So 10 plus 5 plus X, and this complex is going to obey 18 electron rule. So from this calculation we got X is equal to 3. Means what it suggests, here also the nitrosyl ligand is going to bind in linear mode. So from this we know that nitrosyl ligand is going to bind in both the complex through linear fashion. So correct option is C, that is linear and linear. In both the one more thing you can remember that contribution of nitrosyl ligand in neutral method is NOL 3, NOL 3. So if you remember NOL 3, then obviously bent will be 1. So this is the mnemonic you need to remember, NOL 3, that is nitrosyl in linear fashion, it is going to contribute 3 electrons. To satisfy the 18 electron rule in the compound cycloheptatriene molybdenum CO thrice, the hapticity of the coordinated cycloheptatriene ligand must be. So here the question is, the complex is going to obey 18 electron rule. From that we can also find the hapticity of the ligand which is coordinated. So now we will see how we can find hapticity through 18 electron rule. So this is the structure of cycloheptatriene. How we can find hapticity through 18 electron rule. So here is the complex given and it is going to obey 18 electron rule. So here the metal is molybdenum, so it is going to contribute 6 electrons, and one more ligand is carbonyl. Since it is a neutral ligand, it is going to contribute 2 electrons. So since 3 carbonyl ligands are present, so overall it is going to contribute 6 electrons. So we need to find this hapticity, that is X. So X, 6 electrons from molybdenum and 3 into 2, 6 electrons from this ligand, and this complex is 18 electron complex. So we are going to get X is equal to 6. Means we know that In neutral method, the hapticity will be equal to number of electrons contributed. So since we got x is equal to 6, we can say that hapticity of this cycloheptatriene will be 6. Option A is correct. That is, cycloheptatriene has hapticity equal to 6. So similarly, by using 18 electron rule, we can also find which type of metal is present in the given complex. So we will see the question related to that kind. Using the 18 electron rule, which is the most likely metal type in M, PPH3 twice, CO, Cl, I, Me. So this is the complex, and here by using 18 electron rule, we need to find which type of metal is likely to be present in this complex. Okay, so for to know transition metals, that is 3D series, 4D series and 5D series. From scandium to zinc, tritium to cadmium, lanthanum to mercury. And these are the electrons, overall electrons, and here these are the metals given. So we need to find which metal is likely to be present in this complex. So now we will see how 18 electron rule will be used to find this metal. So if you see the complex MPPH3 twice, COCl, I, Me, and it is going to obey 18 electron rule. So now if you see PPH3, it is a neutral ligand and it is going to contribute 2 electron. CO, it is also neutral ligand, it is going to contribute 2 electron. Cl, it is going to contribute 1 electron. Iodide, it is also going to contribute 1 electron. CH3, it is also going to contribute 1 electron. So if we substitute all these values, M plus 4, 2 into 2, 4, 2 for carbonyl, Cl. So here how we got Cl 1 electron is MCl. So if I do homolytic cleavage, I am going to get dot. Similarly Mi. So if I do homolytic cleavage, M dot, I dot. So it is also going to contribute 1 electron. It is also going to contribute 1 electron. Similarly MCH3. So if I do homolytic cleavage, it is going to contribute 1 electron. So by substituting these values, we got M is equal to 9. Means the metal which is having 9 valence electron will be the most likely metal type present in this complex. So among the given option which is having 9 valence electron is rhodium. Rhodium is having 9 valence electron, that is D7S2 configuration. So correct option will be B, that is rhodium. So this is how 18 electron will be used in order to find the metal type present in the coordination complex. One more question on type of metal present in transition metal complex is, on the basis of 18 electron rule, identify the first row transition metal for the following complex. So here is the two complex, we need to find the metal present in this complex. Since both the complexes are obeying 18 electron rule, so by applying neutral method, we will see what are the metal possible for this. As we know, carbonyl, it is a neutral ligand, it is going to contribute 2 electrons. So overall 7 carbonyl ligands are present, so hence it is going to contribute 14 electron. Since it is going to carry positive charge, we need to minus 1 electron. So 14 minus 1 is equal to 18. So M is equal to 5. So metal which is carrying 5 valence electron will be the most likely metal type present in this compound. As first row transition element, so metal which carries 5 electron is vanadium. So vanadium is going to have D3S2, 5 valence electron. Similarly, if we come for the next complex, here we need to find which metal. So here eta 3, since it is neutral method, hapticity will be equal to electron contributed So it is having eta 3, hapticity 3. So it is going to contribute 3 electron. Here it is eta 5, it is going to contribute 5 electrons. CO, neutral ligand, it is going to contribute 2 electron and it is carrying negative charge. So it is going to contribute 1 electron. So most likely metal for this complex will be having 7 valence electron. So which metal will have 7 valence electron is, so it should have D5S2, that is manganese. Manganese will be the most likely metal of first row transition element which will suit for this complex. So we will see next question, that is the complex that does not obey 18 electron rule. So here 4 complex has been given, so we need to identify which complex does not obey 18 electron rule. We will find which complex does not obey 18 electron rule. So here I will discuss both the methods, both neutral method and oxidation state method. So if you come for the first complex, eta 5 C5 H5 RuCl CO PPS3. So if you see neutral method, so I am going to do homolytic cleavage. So here I am going to do homolytic cleavage. I am going to get radicals. Eta 5 C5, it is going to contribute 5 electrons. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it is going to contribute 5 electrons. And if you see RuCl, so if I do homolytic cleavage of this, it is going to contribute 1 electron. And RuCO, RuPPS3, these two ligands are neutral ligand, so hence it is going to contribute 2 electrons. And metal, here it is ruthenium, and it is going to contribute 8 electrons. So by substituting all these values, means if you find total valence electron, that is eta 5 C5 H5, it is going to contribute 5 electrons. Ruthenium, it is going to contribute 8 electron. Chloride, it is going to contribute 1 electron. CO, it is a neutral ligand, it is going to contribute 2 electrons. PPS3, it is going to contribute 2 electrons. So if you sum up, it is going to have 18 valence electrons. So hence it is going to obey 18 electron rule according to neutral method. So if you see ionic method, so in ionic method we are going to do heterolytic cleavage, means ruthenium and this ligand we are going to do heterolytic cleavage. So after doing heterolytic cleavage, here now this contribution will change. Now it is contributing 6 electron, means 2 from this pi bond, 2 from this pi bond, and 2 from this negative charge. Okay, so hence it is going to contribute 6 electrons. Similarly RuCl, so if I do heterolytic cleavage, then it is going to carry negative charge, and if negative charge is present, it is going to contribute 2 electrons. So here Cl minus, it is going to contribute 2 electrons. And already we have mentioned neutral ligands in both ionic and neutral method, they are going to contribute 2 electrons. So here there is no change, it is going to contribute 2 electrons. Now in oxidation state method, we need to find the oxidation state of metal. So how to find oxidation state of metal? Here eta 5 C5, it is going to carry negative charge, so hence -1. We need to find the oxidation state of metal, and Cl, it is going to carry negative charge. These two are neutral, so no charges. Hence X will be equal to +2. Means here ruthenium will be in +2 oxidation state. So hence it is going to contribute only 6 electron in ionic method. So now if we substitute all this value, that is eta 5 C5 H5 in ionic method, it is going to contribute 6 electrons. Ruthenium, it is going to contribute 6 electrons. Cl minus, it is going to contribute 2 electrons. These two are CO, PPSC, neutral ligand, they are going to contribute 2 electron each. And in ionic method also, we have got total valence electron is equal to 18. If you come for this complex, tungsten CO thrice, Si Me3, Cl Nc Me twice. So here first we will see neutral method. So in neutral method, homolytic cleavage, tungsten and this Si Me3, if I do homolytic cleavage, it is going to contribute 1 electron. Tungsten chloride, if I do homolytic cleavage, here also it is going to contribute 1 electron. NCMe means it is astoneutral, it is a neutral ligand. CO, it is also neutral, so both it is going to contribute 2 electrons. And tungsten, its outer electronic configuration will be D4S2, it is going to contribute 6 electrons. So if I substitute all these values in this, and we will check whether it is going to give 18. 6 for tungsten and 6 electrons will be from 3CO, 3 into 2, 6 electrons. SiMe3, it is going to contribute 1 electron. Cl, it is going to contribute 1 electron. NCMe, it is going to contribute 2 electrons, and this is 2. 2 into 2, 4. So hence it is going to obey 18 electron rule. Similarly, if you see ionic method, here heterolytic fashion. So here tungsten and silicon bond will be cleaved in heterolytic fashion, and it is going to carry negative charge. So 1 negative charge is equal to 2 electron. Tungsten chloride, here also heterolytic fashion, it is going to carry negative charge 2 electrons, and these two are neutral ligand, they are going to contribute 2 electrons. And in ionic method, we need to find the oxidation state. So here this metal oxidation state we need to find. CO, neutral ligand, since it is going to carry 0 charge. SiMe3, it is going to carry negative charge, -1. Cl, -1, this is neutral, 0. So X will be +2, means tungsten is in +2 oxidation state. So if I remove these 2 electrons, 2 valence electrons, tungsten is going to contribute 4 electrons. So if I substitute all these values, tungsten it is in +2 oxidation state, hence it is going to contribute 4 electrons. CO, it is going to contribute 2 electrons, so 6 electrons, 3 CO, 3 into 2, 6 electrons. SiMe3, it is going to contribute 2 electron. Cl minus, it is going to contribute 2 electron, and neutral NCMe, this NCMe 2 into 2 going to contribute 4 electrons. So total 18 electrons. This complex iridium Cl3 PPH3 twice, arsenic PH2 minus. So if we see through neutral method, there will be homolytic cleavage, iridium Cl. So if I do homolytic cleavage, I'm going to, the Cl is going to contribute 1 electron. Iridium AS arsenic PH2, if I do homolytic cleavage of this bond, this arsenic PH2 is also going to contribute 1 electron. IRPPH3, here this PPH3 is a neutral ligand, so it is going to contribute 2 electrons. Since the complex is carrying negative charge, so here negative charge 1 electron. In neutral method, negative charge means 1 electron. Iridium, it is going to have outer electronic configuration D7, S2, total 9 electrons. So if I add all these values, iridium metal, it is going to contribute 9 electrons. Cl, it is going to contribute 1 electron. 1 into 3, 3 electrons. PPH3, it is a neutral ligand since 2 ligands are present. So 2 into 2, 4. And arsenic, it is going to contribute 1 electron and negative charge 1. So it is also obeying 18 electrons. So if I see ionic method, iridium chloro, it will undergo heterolytic fashion and it is going to carry negative charge. It is going to contribute 2 electrons. Iridium arsenic PH2 will undergo heterolytic cleavage. It is going to carry negative charge, 2 electrons. And iridium PPH3, here this neutral ligand, it is going to contribute 2 electrons in both the methods. And we need to find metal oxidation state. So here iridium is the metal X, 3 chloride ligands going to carry negative charge, 3 into -1, -3, PPH3 0 neutral ligand, and arsenic PH2 it is carrying negative charge, -1 is equal to overall complex charge is -1. So from this calculation we got X is equal to plus 3. That indicates iridium is in plus 3 oxidation state. So if I remove 3 electrons from its outermost valence electrons, it is going to contribute only 6 electrons. So if we substitute all these contributions, iridium, it is going to contribute 6 electron, 3Cl, it is going to contribute 2 electron each, 3 into 2, 6 electrons, PPH3 neutral ligand, 2 PPH3 ligands are present, it is going to contribute 4 electrons, and arsenic PH2, it is going to contribute 2 electrons. So in ionic method also we got 18, so this complex is going to obey 18 electron rule. Last complex, osmium complex, osmium N, Br2, PMe3, NMe2 minus. So if you come from neutral method of finding total valence electron, so here arsenic, nitrogen, it is bonded through triple bond. So if I do homolytic cleavage, nitrogen is going to contribute 3 electrons. Osmium bromo, if I do homolytic cleavage, it is going to contribute 1 electron. Osmium NMe2, if I do homolytic cleavage, it is going to contribute 1 electron. And osmium Me3, this is also a neutral ligand, it is going to contribute 2 electrons, and the metal contribution will be 8 electrons. So if I substitute all these values, osmium going to contribute 8 electron, N, nitrogen, it is going to contribute 3 electrons, Br2, it is going to contribute 1 electron each, 2 into 1, 2 electrons, and PMe3, neutral ligand, 2 electrons, NMe2, 1 electron, and negative charge on the complex, 1 electron. So we have got 17, means this complex is not obeying 18 electron rule. Similarly, if we see through ionic method, here electrolytic cleavage, osmium N will undergo electrolytic cleavage, means 3 negative charge, means 3 into 2, it is going to contribute 6 electrons. Nitrogen here, it is going to contribute 6 electrons. Osmium Br, electrolytic cleavage, negative charge 2 electrons. Osmium NMe2, electrolytic cleavage, 2 electrons since it is carrying 1 negative charge. And osmium PPH3, it is going to be neutral ligand and it is going to contribute 2 electrons. And here we need to find oxidation state of metal X. Here nitrogen, since it is carrying minus 3 charge, minus 3, Br is carrying minus 1. So since 2 Br ligands are present, minus 2, PMe3 neutral ligand, it is going to carry 0 neutral charge. NMe2 minus, it is going to carry minus 1 charge, and overall complex it is going to carry minus 1. So from this osmium will be in plus 5 oxidation state in this complex. So if I remove 5 electrons from its valence electron configuration, I left with 3 electrons. So here osmium is going to contribute 3 electrons. So if I find total valence electron for this complex, osmium, it is going to contribute 3 electrons, nitrogen 6 electrons, 2 bromo ligands are present, so it is going to contribute 4 electrons, 2 into 2. PMe3 neutral ligand, it is going to contribute 2 electrons. NMe2, it is going to carry negative charge, so it is going to contribute 2 electrons. So overall here also we got 17 valence electrons. So from this we came to know that osmium N, Br2, PMe3, NMe2 minus complex, it does not obey 18 electron rule. Means it is going to have 17 electron, whereas all remaining complex going to have 18 electrons. So this is the complex which does not obey 18 electron rule. So these are the important things related to 18 electron rule. Thank you.